You just got killed by Daewoo Lanos, motherfucker. We watched Pineapple Express for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Well,
what thing?
what I was saying...
Oh, wait, we create context. Behind Andy's head.
I was ready to just go into it.
there are some of the world's hottest corn chips. If you're a fan, maybe you saw me struggling with them on the Instagram story.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the ring sting.
So the thing with diarrhea, sometimes obviously, if this this might be scientifically inaccurate, but my understanding of it is,
it probably will be.
Is that it
So you found out about this through sifting through your own diarrhea, is what you're telling us.
The chemical, it's like the capsicum chemical. It's got like the
Capsaicin.
That it's either that chemical is like irritating the skin is what causes burn, or if it's just like diarrhea not from hot food, it's like the acids from your stomach that break down the food because it passes through you so quickly, hasn't been reabsorbed back into the body, so you're like having like bits of like super acidic stomach acid in your diarrhea, and that's why it burns.
Welcome to Will Just Tell You
A podcast about diarrhea.
I don't know if that's true, but if someone wants to fact check that, I'd be interested to know if that is true.
Where'd you learn
That
it from?
sounds so grim.
I can't remember.
There's some stomach acid
It's one of
pouring
those
out of your
things
ass.
it's just one of those things I've had floating around my head for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
dude.
that
I read it
explains a
somewhere or
lot.
saw it somewhere.
I did a Jewish debate last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did it happen or not?
It was so tempting to just be like, I did because I was quite animated because I was drunk.
You were drunk when you left.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone was excited because everyone was like, Jamie's going to be so lit up when he gets back here.
Yeah.
No, I
You
wasn't.
were
though,
basically
because-
the same.
Well, because they closed the bar.
Yeah.
There's like...
They closed the bar half an hour before the show started.
Man,
Yeah.
that is
How
crazy.
crazy
I could
is
see
that?
Why
them-
even have a show?
Could see them doing it, and as I was like running in slow motion towards them, being like, "No!"
So what,
I'm a performer.
yeah, I need my confidence juice. What was the debate topic, James?
It was we're only funny because we suffered.
We as in Jews or we as in people broadly?
No. Jewish people.
So God's people.
Yeah, it was
the chosen people.
Yeah, so we had to find an answer to the Jewish question. But it was great because obviously it was at like the UNSW Roundhouse where I'm used.
It's funny because the topic of the debate is the tagline for Tight 5 comedy.
Damn, that's
That was
fucking-
sick.
That's very good.
Hot. Then for 4 people, that's going to be hot.
Yeah.
When you're interrupting someone in the middle, I'm so often like, oh, this could be useless, but I was pretty ready.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's what we call a sharp shot.
Anyway, tell us.
Do you think she listens?
Tell us about this debate.
Oh, well, because like I'm used to going to the Roundhouse. I'm sure both of you are too, to like see punk and emo
Oh,
gigs.
yeah.
Like you
And
see,
Shikari, dude.
I've seen Taking Back Sunday there. Like
Seen Sum 41, You
I've seen
Found Glory.
Yeah, same. Brand new. They're cancelled, so I never listened to them, and I never. will.
liked their music.
Yeah, I always thought they were bad, and I
Yeah.
always thought they were problematic.
Yeah, their music never made me cry.
Okay, I believe you.
So.
You're listening to We'll Just Tell Your Mother, all a podcast defending, right? No.
So like it's this gigantic stage with all these chairs, and it was full. Like it was full. Everyone's wearing the hats.
It looks really...
Were you wearing a hat? Did you
They didn't give you a free hat.
Did you get your yarmulke on?
They did.
Did you own one?
No.
All right.
They did give a free tote bag, but obviously because it's a Jewish thing, the only thing in the tote bag was a blank notepad, not even a notebook, and a program for the festival. So
That rules.
there was like a free coffee station as well,
Yeah.
and like I was like, "Oh, free coffee!" And like immediately someone pops up and is like, "Actually, you have to pay money for that." And it's like, okay, so I'm not getting coffee.
You're allowed to use like Jewish stereotypes, right? You're Jewish.
About to say anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
You're allowed to be an anti-Semite, right?
you're Jewish enough to get away with Jewish stereotypes, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, like
I mean,
thought,
he was Jewish enough to do the debate.
yeah,
Well, then play on, brother.
I thought it was going to be a disaster.
Multiple top to you and your family.
because it was so full, and there was just like a band, like acoustic guitar, some fucking instrument that I've never seen. I assume it was a Jew harp or something.
It's called the Jews harp.
And
That's actually a real thing. That's that mouth harp.
they were
thing.
just doing like,
sick.
not like Tuvan throat singing, but like Torah shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, like big round of applause. And all the like lectures and debate stuff is in the rooms upstairs surrounding the venue. It just empties. And from about 8:30 to 9:30, you could hear like a pin drop. There was no one there. I thought it was going to be a disaster. I thought the only people that were going to show up were like the like friends and family of the people doing it. But right at 9:25, like a door opens, and then we're just in this room with like 70 Jews, average age. Probably about 55 to 60. Like a lot of old people, but a lot of very young people with like yarmulkes. And man, they love Jewish stereotypes. Like like every time you're like I just started because I was on the negative side, but I was like, I'm on the negative side. Being Jewish, we've already won. And they were just like, oh yeah, and they're like,
I feel like the Jewish people are pretty in tune with like being Jewish.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's a point of pride for them.
Yeah, there was a lot of humor about like being cheap and wanting refunds, and they ate that shit up.
Yeah. Is that the same as how we're just like, Aussies are a bloody bunch of larrikins, aren't they? Yeah, like a beer and, shag your missus or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like we get off on our
Mate,
own
you shag
fucking...
your missus as best mate.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Did you
mean,
just say you whore?
I know, I said, oh.
you whore. He says.
Not what I
If
said.
you slow the tape down, he's like, you whore.
I'm not comfortable with this.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, you should have
Yeah.
said you sex worker.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, they were fine. Like it was. I wish it had gone worse so that I had something to say. But
Yeah.
But then the result of the debate
it was a tie.
was a draw.
They wouldn't call
man.
it. They did it like by round of applause.
Was
Who
it
do you-
because the winning team won money and they didn't want to pay out?
No, you had to. You didn't get paid for it. You had to. They offered.
You almost had to pay.
yeah,
for
they offered you the opportunity to pay to sign up.
Yeah, don't do that shit, dude.
Yeah, but they were like, if you want to waive the fee, you can email us. I was like, of course I want to. I'm Jewish. Of course I want to waive the fee.
Yeah.
Because like it costs money. Like it was $45.
Man, that's...
And not just for the debate, you get like the festival 1 day program or whatnot, so you can see some stuff about. There were like at least 3 of the things were about like Nazism, anti-Semitism, and
Yeah.
the Holocaust.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, if a Holocaust happened to, me and my people, I'm sure we'd talk about it a lot too.
yeah, it's the Aussie Holocaust.
Oh,
man.
mate.
It's like, mate,
Aussie-
where are we fucking going?
No, man, what if that's such a great comedy premise? What if the Holocaust was Aussie? It's a YouTube clip.
Hang on.
It's a replacement bus instead of a train.
Aussie Holocaust in 60 seconds.
Hang on, I'm looking up Frenchie's YouTube now just to see if it's there.
I reckon Aussie Holocaust. There's something we can do with that. Yeah, instead of a train, it's a replacement bus.
The Aussie Nazis being like, do you reckon they know what they're doing? Wouldn't have a clue by the looks of it. It's just 4 and 20.
That's it, mate.
Oh man.
1488 meat pie.
Yeah. He doesn't. Something about the showers and how he's like a bloke, so he doesn't shower enough.
Yeah,
There's
not,
something there.
or not with the other blokes.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want the blokes looking at me ding dong.
Yeah. The boy with the striped swag bag.
I've heard the opposite though of like overly blokey guys like calling you gay if you won't piss at the urinal.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I mean, it works on both spectrums.
I guess
Yeah.
it's just they just
Where-
want to call you
at
gay.
my
I think they
however.
just want to call someone
Yeah.
gay.
At my school, you would be called gay for not pissing at the urinal. It's you got to piss at the urinal, but then you piss at the urinal and be like, you've got a small dick.
Yeah.
So it's
You
a real
got
yeah.
You got a small dick, and if you shout back at them, they're like, well, you looked at my dick, you're also gay.
Yeah, it's a real
So
catch.
you got a small dick and you're gay.
It's a catch 22 millimeters.
That's good.
That's
good
a
stuff.
real micro dick.
Yeah, it's a real micro dick.
How big is 22 millimeters?
2.2 centimeters.
Yeah, that's fucking tiny.
It's about an inch.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
just
that's
over
not
an
that
inch.
bad.
Yeah. For a soft micro, I reckon you'd be getting some 2.2 inches. Especially because it could be like
That's so small.
it could be like thick though. Do you know what I mean? Like it could be like a little mushroom head thing.
Do you reckon a hard micro feels like hard?
Yeah, kind of in the way like
I don't reckon it would feel as
Or is it
hard.
all
reckon
just
it-
mushroom
I reckon
head?
it would feel hard the way a cashew feels hard.
Right.
Yeah.
But what about like
I reckon it would have like a firm, like sort of stump.
like
Yeah.
a, like
the
a
root.
cashew soaked
But-
in water?
But
mean,
it
like,
wouldn't be as hard as like a big rager.
'Cause, like, when you look up-
perhaps, mine. For
when you look
example.
up photos of micro
Alright.
penises to like have a good laugh and feel,
As we all do.
As we all have.
and also be like, oh yeah, mine's bigger.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I feel like the tone that I said, as we all have, felt sarcastic.
We
No,
all
all
have.
have.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
absolutely
We
all
all
have.
But you look up,
And I recommend you do too.
but they're always
Yeah,
like, it's
absolutely.
always just like the little mushroom head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
But
does
they're-
an uncircumcised micro penis look like?
Ooh, it'd just be like a skin
I
tag.
reckon I've seen them because the pictures. Like, let's be honest, we've all gone on the Wikipedia article more than once.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
the
that is
pictures
correct.
always change. Because sometimes there was a time where there was like the flaccid one and then the hard one, but they're all different now, and it's almost always fat guys.
Yes, that's true.
Not all fat guys. Have you like?
I mean, it basically becomes one.
What if
anyway,
there was
when
a
it's just folded
What
in.
if there was a grower micro penis that like shot up from like 1
Yeah.
inch to like 7?
Yeah,
I-
a real
I-
one-up mushroom scenario.
yeah.
I would love to know what like the biggest grower in
Yeah.
the world has been
Of all
like,
time?
What's the biggest ratio?
Damn,
would
look
just-
that up.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay,
Like,
how
we
would I
can-
phrase that question?
What's the biggest
Difference.
from flaccid penis to erect penis? Like we can riff while this is happening.
I
like
don't
this
think
is
there's
important
gonna be a
content.
result.
yeah, because like
Is it? Wouldn't
I-
it, you say the biggest growth differential? Would that be the correct terminology?
I guess so, yeah.
Surely that's historically measured.
no, I don't know because your flaccid penis isn't always the same size.
Yeah, but I think you could find like a average because I wouldn't say like a flaccid penis moves, several inches in because then you're getting into quarter chub, semi chub.
Nah, there's nothing here.
Are you sure?
I
I'm sure, dude.
I just have an image in my head of just like this little stump just going.
What's the
I'm reading an article now about the truth behind grow of a shower.
Okay, what's the biggest penis in the world? then?
Well, I mean, we can
Let's
get that
look up.
information.
Yeah, and let's have a look at the picture.
Yeah, it's an elephant's dick.
Yeah, I'm talking about humans. Like,
All right, here
I
we
mean, like
go.
I've seen a big horse
Biggest-
dick. It's
big-
so funny.
Jesus
very
Christ.
How funny is it because they like unfurl when they piss? And like when a horse pisses as well, it just like drops and they just stand there. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're not
it-
holding it. They're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fucking a
It
horse.
drops from
What
their
up, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it drops from their body like a hose dropping from a firefighting
Yeah,
helicopter.
it's
There-
sick.
there's seldom a funnier sight because I
Have
feel
the
like
result, by the way.
I feel like it just gets rid of their authority completely. Is when you see the horse cops and then the horse just pisses in the street.
Yeah, that rules.
And it's the biggest piss in the world.
And the dumps. The dumps are really
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
as well because they're like big, hard, hay-looking motherfuckers
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
that you want to pick up and like snowball fight with
you
your
see
mates.
them down in the street
Yeah,
next door to this
yeah.
occasionally.
They used to have a ton of horses like just walking around in Holland. Not like wild. It wasn't Red Dead Redemption, but like the like horses could go on the bicycle path, so people would like ride their horses in public. So like,
Jesus.
a lot of places had horse shit everywhere.
All right, Jonah Falcon. This is the latest.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a made
The
up
Falcon?
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Jonah Falcon. This is the latest accepted revision, reviewed on the 24th of April 2019.
Shit.
Ooh.
Born
That's recent.
1970, he's an American actor and television presenter. Came to national attention in 1999 over the size of his penis, reported to be the largest on record at 13 and a half inches long when erect.
Wow, that's not as big as I
That-
thought it would be.
That's
The
so
ones in
big,
porn are
though.
fake, Jamie.
Yeah.
No, I know that, you idiot. But like, still, what's like
That's-
13 and a half inches, a 30 centimeter ruler, pretty
It's
much.
a bit.
right?
It's
It's
a bit
longer.
over. It's like
Uh,
33 centimeters.
30 centimeters is like 12 inches.
Yeah.
Is there a
That's,
picture?
that's so
Let
big.
me have a look. No.
That is so fucking big.
Here we go.
Yeah. that's him? Oh, but that's a different
No, that was
guy.
a different
Roberto
name.
Carrera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
You're right.
how fucking chuffed was
But that must
guy?
be like the biggest flaccid penis because an erection doesn't hang down like that.
Yeah. Also, like there was a blurring. He might not have even been naked.
Yeah, you could blur me down to my knees to
Yeah.
make it look like I
All
have
right.
a huge
I'm
penis.
just going to Google gigantic penis.
Yeah, this is a good ass episode
Do
already.
we have to,
like,
when we release this episode, put like some links in there?
in the show
description.
notes? Come
Yeah,
see
yeah.
IMDb for what the
These-
movie we're doing, and
How do I-
then gigantic penises.
Yeah.
Have you got your safe
All right,
search
who-
turned off?
Yeah, you got to turn off safe search.
Oh, that's fake. Come on.
That's fake.
Jamie, that's bigger than a man. Of course it's fake.
That's bigger than a child.
Can I say it again?
Around the look at his mouth. All right, Rose, you want to describe what we're seeing?
Okay. So basically, It's one buff guy. He's got some sleeve tattoos and a chest piece.
It's me.
Yeah,
and
it's
What's me, dude?
and what they've done.
Photoshop your face.
What
on
they've
that.
done is they've photoshopped. They've used some perspective tricks here.
Trick of the light.
They've photoshopped a penis, which is clearly far further in the foreground, to look as though it's his penis. It's gigantic.
It looks-
and
It looks like it's the size of a child.
there's another guy sucking it off
with a badly photoshopped
a
mouth.
very big
Sure.
mouth. Gigantic penis porn, hot porno.
Yeah.
If you want to look that one up, there's another similar one just below it,
Gigantic.
and then there's just a decent looking guy with a reasonably good sized penis.
All right, let's see what you think of
'Cause
reasonably sized.
James Dean has
That's
a,
pretty reasonable.
James Dean has like a pretty up there like record-setting hog, right? Even though he's
no.
He's
cancelled.
like a solid 8. I
He,
reckon.
he
Oh,
was,
is he?
He was just known for being a good lay.
Yeah, and then he did some pretty rough stuff.
Well, what about
Yeah, yeah.
the black guy, the famous black guy? Man,
You're thinking of the stereotype that black
Idris
men have
Elba?
big
No,
dicks.
no.
It's not just
Don't lose me here. You probably it's Mandingo, and it's not a
yeah.
Django Unchained wrestling. thing.
Mandingo or Mandongo?
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's called. And if I'm wrong,
Man,
I'm
if
cancelled.
he was- what if-
I guess I'm cancelled again.
What if Mandingo was Aussie? It'd be Mandrongo. Is that racist?
Can we find? Can
No,
we
no.
find like a picture of an actual really big penis?
Yeah,
just to see what
sure,
it looks
dude.
like.
Well, like Ron Jeremy was famed as having like a real
Yeah,
big
but
dick,
his
'cause
was
he-
like 9 3/4. I'm pretty sure.
platform 9 3/4.
Yeah, you have to walk through a wall. There's just his dick staring at you.
This guy's pretty big.
Oh yeah, that's pretty loaded.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some weight on that.
Sorry, I'll just get put some of my nudes. You guys can check out a real honker.
Oh dear.
I've seen your
Um,
nudes.
Yeah, that's true.
We've all like a lot of people in the comedy scene have now seen you ejaculate.
No,
Yeah.
that's not true. One person has.
That's enough. that's so much more than enough.
One is too many.
Especially when they book rooms.
There's also people in the comedy scene who've seen me ejaculate IRL.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
sure.
the same for me. That
In
is
a
true.
but in a consensual environment.
That's
not
true.
A,
Yeah, no. Look, we don't need to go over the video, okay?
Let's do it. Andy's
what?
Uh-oh Part 3, a review 6 months later of the Tom
Oh,
Morgan.
man.
You know what? It's actually not true for me. So there you go.
No one's seen you ejaculate.
No.
Man, that's a bummer for you, dude.
Man,
and-
these big penises are pretty wild, hey?
Yeah. Do you wish, Rose, you've got your own complicated relationship with your giant penis.
Yes.
But let's dig into what the cis men feel. How do you feel? How do you feel? Because you're pretty proud of your gigantic one, Rose.
Well,
Your cannon you got.
even though I'm going to get rid of it, I have always felt like a kind of sense of pride in that it's quite funny that it's bigger than like
Yeah.
many people's.
Yeah.
And I'm getting rid of it.
Jamie, a couple of average dudes like you and me, would you change it?
When I'm stiffed up,
Yeah.
I think it's genuinely fine.
Yeah.
Like,
cool.
like
I feel the same way.
Someone made the mistake once of, I think I've said this on the podcast, but telling like a friend of mine that she thought it was thick, and he's seen my penis and laughed. Well, he's seen it soft and laughed hysteric. What I probably would like, if we're talking like penis modifications, if
Yeah.
we're moving into the cyberpunk era,
Yeah.
is I would probably
27/7.
Yeah, I would probably I'd probably like maybe an inch on the soft one.
I think I'm actually with you, yeah.
Because when people see me at the I've seen dicks at the urinal, I'm like, almost every dick I see
Jamie,
at
I
the
think
urinal.
we have identical penises.
Yeah. Almost every dick at the urinal seems bigger than mine. I think.
have the same thing, and I know that hard. It's good.
Yeah, I know
it's
hard,
Fine.
like, it
it's not
hits-
amazing, but it's
like
fine.
it hits that wall.
Yeah,
well, maybe
dog.
not, but like it's like
I've hit the wall.
yeah, I think I have.
I don't know that.
Oh, dude.
No, I've hit the wall with my finger.
I don't know about that because like sometimes my dick can look quite impressive when
This is the
flaccid.
best podcast ever made.
Yeah, I know this rules.
It can look quite impressive when flaccid sometimes, and at other times it's like pill dick. Like it looks like a micro dick.
Yeah, pill
Yeah,
dick.
but I mean, like-
pill dick will be the end of
but
all
not.
of us.
But it's not even like always when I'm on caps.
Although you know there
Sometimes-
is a surefire cure for pill dick, right?
Another
Bam.
pill.
Yeah, other pill dick. We've done this.
Oh, it's in there. It's
What did
inside that it's a
oh,
Viagra.
God. For a
inside.
minute, for a second, I was like, "You've come in this, haven't you?"
No,
Because
that's
it's
a
a what
I
it
put a
up.
Viagra in my pocket in case I met a special lady last night. I did not.
Well, you see, that's the thing. Like you were saying, like sometimes it looks great, sometimes it looks pill dick. I would say
I
mine
know about shrinkage.
mine,
I was
like,
just
on the
watching Seinfeld
soft,
before.
would like
Yeah.
go from like average to below average to like quite bad. Whereas
Yeah.
like chubbed up, it's good.
You're good. You're
Yeah.
golden. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the
Like
same
I've
boat,
seen,
yeah.
like I've seen.
I've got a small dick,
That,
soft.
that's why
Yeah.
he's walking around with Viagra in his pocket so he can be boned up
Yeah.
as long as
Yeah.
possible.
I wouldn't
24/7, baby. That's
Yeah.
the dream. One day, one of these days.
It would be great to, just like
Urinals
maybe,
will be on the roof.
maybe 1 extra inch of length on the flop.
Yeah.
And it could stay the same size hard.
Yeah, sure. I'd probably take that bet. I reckon.
Would
like,
you thicken it?
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
thicken your
I'd
penis?
thicken it and also lengthen it, I would say.
So you just want a full, bigger penis?
Yeah. I'd also like take an inch. An extra, 1 more inch hard would be pretty good, I reckon.
Oh, maybe.
Just 1.
Maybe an inch
Speaking
and a
from
half.
experience, it is.
Maybe even an inch and a half. Maybe even an inch and a half harder.
No, an inch and a half. Oh, man. Like, then I'd be pushing it then, I reckon.
Yeah, but then, like, do you think any...
I'd want it just like a fucking thick one. I reckon that'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Do you think...
Nah, I've heard like, especially when you're younger,
Yeah.
is like, and people might be virgins and stuff,
Yeah.
whatnot. Like people get so
Well, I'm not
intimidated by
fucking
the
any
like
virgins.
Coke
Yeah.
can sized dicks.
Yeah.
But you would have.
Do you think
Yeah,
your,
I've only fucked 1 virgin.
Do you think your energy would change if you had that extra inch and a half?
Do you think
in
do you think if I had a BDE, it would reflect
Yeah.
on my swagger?
Do you think it would?
Yeah, I would actually.
Yeah, it
hate,
would.
I would hate to see Andy with BD.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so much of my personality.
And I would hate to see
fundamentally-
Andy at BED trying new material at Molotov Comedy.
Have you seen that
Come on, dog.
episode?
Yeah, I think because so much of my personality is fundamentally rooted in the fact that I'm an insecure man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every inch of confidence I get, inch of confidence. That's a funny turn of phrase here.
Yeah.
Would
inch
I don't know. But it might make me better or worse. I don't know, but it would change.
Well,
me.
here's my theory about you. That if you got that extra inch soft and chopped up,
Yeah.
it would work for your confidence maybe like in life.
Yeah.
I think it might be detrimental to your comedy.
Yes, I think
Because
that's
I don't
true.
think you could tell as many stories about being a sad
Yeah.
loser who fucks,
Yeah.
but while
Do
being
you
like,
think he'd be approaching sexual situations with much more confidence and
Yeah.
and then like there's nothing funny about being like, yeah, I'm a sex addict and I fuck, but also my dick is humongous.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just like, all right,
the
much of a
movie
muchness.
Shame? No sympathy for Michael.
Yeah,
Fassbender.
exactly. I was like, of course you're a sex addict. Look at that thing.
He's got a Fassbender.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but like Fassbender in that has more of a problem than Hastings, and
Oh, yeah.
Fassbender also doesn't go to open mics and talk about fucking
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
elicit laughter. Like he does it.
Anyway, we're doing shame on the
there's-
podcast.
There is shame behind it. Where it's like I
Yeah.
think if Hastings was wearing like his tracksuit,
Oh,
and was
yeah.
like, yeah, I fucked last night, and you could see his hog with that. And he's there like this looks like a guy who's got an extra 1 inch and a half down there. I think people would be like,
Yeah.
because like I saw like when Menzies used to wear his track pants, you could see,
Yeah, you
his,
could see his
hog,
hog.
like
Yeah.
poking out, and you're just like, you need to put that thing away. It's distracting, dog.
The way it works, like unless they're black, and even if they are black, like you can just always see someone's dick in track pants. And I mean like the pants.
Oh, the
not-
pants are
the
black.
pants, not
right.
the person.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, we're going down a pretty unrose road.
Yeah,
here.
road's
No.
just like all black dudes have massive cocks.
Whereas-
You know it, I know it. Why
Where-
are we pretending otherwise?
Me and
Hey, you
Hastings-
said it, not me.
Me and Hastings were holding our breath, waiting to jump in with the worst takes possible.
I was G'd up
coloured
for it.
pants, like grey track pants. It's all over.
Man, I'm enjoying this radio, like breakfast radio shock jock
Dong
vibe. We've
chat.
got, we've got a real Kyle Sandilands energy to this episode.
Because there's no one at home.
That's right. So yeah, we haven't had no guests this week either.
Would
So,
would you try any
when the
like?
cat's away, the mice will play.
Would you
God.
try any like? I want like that website Adam Eve, like the sex toy website.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
Because like
vaguely.
when like podcasts were like
Yeah, I know
in
from
the
podcasts.
nascent era. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because I used the promo code once from WTF with Mark Maron. There's nothing like
Yeah.
unsexier than ordering stuff for you and your paramour from
Yeah.
Mark Maron's
Yeah.
podcast.
What'd you buy?
Yeah, it was so like it was like
Come on,
a
Doug, what'd you buy?
well.
We've
I-
talked about our fucking.
Yeah,
sex
no.
toy
I'm
collection.
gonna tell you. It was like it wasn't for me. It was.
Oh right, yeah.
It was
Well, I
for
mean,
my brother
like-
Julio.
Yeah, it was for my brother Julio, who loves anal beads. So like it was for me and someone from my past. So I'm not going to name
An
names.
ex.
Oh, not your wife.
No.
Okay.
An ex.
It was probably like when I was like 23 or something, and it was like.
By the way, I've definitely told stories on this podcast. I've been like, yeah, one time with a girl, and it was about a vet, but I'll never tell which stories.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so we went to Adam Eve, and we got, I think, like, because she wanted like a proper vibrator but didn't want to go into sex stores to do it.
When you say a
Right.
proper vibrator, do you mean like an external one, an internal one?
I mean, like,
a
she
rabbit
wanted like the
situation?
Like a
famous
good quality
She
one.
wanted like the famous like rabbity thing
Yeah,
because
okay,
she
sure.
had this like very small like a bullet thing.
Yeah.
and ended up liking the bullet way more than that. I bought at like a novelty shop. Like ended up liking that way more than the monster hog that we ended up getting. And it
Do
came.
you know what I'm looking forward to one day, post surgery, getting is this thing that a couple of people I know have had, which it's like a suction thing.
Okay.
You like it's like a vibrator, but you like put it on your clit,
and you
it, like,
pull out your pussy.
and it just
turn
like,
it back
kinda
Oh,
sucks on
yeah,
it,
you know, I've
like-
seen that. It's called a satisfier, I think.
I think there's a bunch.
It's like a hole with like it's
Yeah.
a circle with a hole. Yeah, I've used one of those.
I've used one
It's
of them
pr-
on someone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
So the vibrator came with like because I used the WTF with Mark Maron code, and after she used it, she turned over and went, "We good?" and
Get in the garage.
yeah. I was like live from the Cat Ranch, just speaking into a pussy.
That's sick.
Who are your guys, man?
It came with
We're good, right? We're good after that.
it came with like 3 porno DVDs
Yeah.
and
Sure, why wouldn't it?
and a free
I love porno
and
DVDs.
and a free random gift.
Yeah.
And the random gift felt very targeted because it was like this
Oh,
little
yeah.
tube called penis thickening cream.
Yeah, that's sick.
And I was like, there's no way this is like it's obviously fake.
But
like
you
the way like Spanish-
definitely
Oh,
use
of
it.
course I used
You
it.
have to.
Well, like I was just
What
like,
was it made of?
man, I wish I could.
That can't work.
It's like a little Master Foods
That
mayo
can't make
packet.
it.
It was like a
Was it fondant? Was it?
It was kind of.
Tartare sauce.
It was kind of like a whitish goo.
Yeah.
Like more like a sorbeline cream than any. Maybe like a hint of like yellow in there.
I reckon it's got to look slightly coloured.
It was
to
old
look
English
like-
mustard. That's why I was like, the thickening is the burning from the mustard.
and the seeds on there.
Yeah. But yeah, I tried it once and I didn't thicken me up. But then like years later, that girl said it was thick, so maybe it worked.
Maybe it did. Maybe it was just a long
Yeah.
term.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
maybe every time I fall asleep, my penis thickens by a micromillimeter.
Yeah.
Fertilize that garden, baby.
Yeah. So my question would be like, would you have you ever considered like, because you know when you watch porn, if you do, and because I know that obviously it's not woke to watch porn.
It's very unethical.
No, I pay for my porn, dude.
Yeah.
But
when-
all of
I've
it.
been running up a huge porn budget lately.
yeah, of course
But-
you have.
But do you pay for all of it?
Yeah. Do you pay for it every time?
Look,
Sometimes there's just
No,
things that
that's
only
a no.
Pornhub
yeah.
can do.
There's the idea of you do what you can. You know what I mean? Harm minimization rather than trying to be a perfect person.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
obviously, like
That's what
you
I say when I'm just like also just like, you know, supporting governments that commit war crimes and shit. Just I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, man. You try and do your best.
So would you ever be interested in one of those things that's like Ron Jeremy's like lengthen your dong thing?
No, I don't believe any of those would work.
Do you think a penis pump?
Penis pump, I think, is more to do with erections.
Yeah.
Which Viagra's made that
What's the
technology.
thing-
really
what
But
about-
penis pumps are also dangerous.
What's the thing called jelking? Would you do that?
joking? I would
Oh,
joking sounds like the most painful thing in the world.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we have a history of talking about the inadvisability of jelking on this podcast.
Sure.
Man, I found out my parents were on Reddit the other day.
Really?
They like use Reddit.
Hey.
Well, on r/jelking.
Yeah, well, that's because that's what I was like. I
R/Chapo
know joking's big on
Trap
Reddit.
House.
Yeah. They're big on the red pill forums.
Dank memes.
No, they do it for like dank memes.
So that they run Powerbomb, basically.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Maybe that's it. Is they're actually just trying to engage with you better.
Yeah.
And they see all the Powerbomb memes and they want to understand
That's
them, so
possible.
they go on there.
Well, my stepdad was like, "Do you know about this website Reddit?" I was like, "Yeah, dog." It's pretty funny. I don't know. I have a funny story from the week.
Yeah, cool.
So
We are like half an hour in, and we have to do
Alright.
shorter episodes today because I've got a hard out.
I have
and a hard on.
I
Yeah.
have not a lot to say about Tropic Thunder.
We didn't even watch Tropic Thunder.
We're not doing Tropic Thunder.
Did you watch the wrong movie?
Not Tropic Thunder, sorry.
Pineapple
Express. Yeah, whatever. I actually have more to say about Tropic Thunder than Pineapple Express.
Actually, Tropic Thunder would be a great one to do to see how it's held up.
Man,
with, like
I
the
would love to do Tropic
blackface.
Thunder.
I mean, the
Tropic Thunder
blackface
rules.
stuff probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
I-
but it would, right?
It depends. Look, we'll say this for the episode we eventually do about Tropic
Yeah.
Thunder. So
The stuff that probably hasn't held up more is like the full retard,
yeah.
yeah, that shit rules.
Yeah, it's fun.
which was the name of a song by LP, and it
Yeah,
fucking
it
slaps. It's a banger.
So good.
All right, so some of you may or may not have followed over some weeks. I was been talking to this trans girl on Tinder, right? And we've kept trying to line up dates. We've kept cancelling on each other.
I am going to insist you show me a photo of this person later.
Sure. I get a message one night. A few times it was going to be like a booty call situation. She was like, "Yeah, just come over and fuck me sometime." And I was like, "Sick." Anyway, she messaged me the other night, being like, "Hey, come over tonight." And I was like, "I'm not sure how I feel. Like, I've got a gig." And because like,
I'm feeling a little transphobic.
like still a bit nervous about it and stuff. And
All
like,
right, I'm going to go fill up my glass of water, but you got to tell me what you're nervous about.
Now's Rose has put down the microphone. Now's the time to say the most transphobic stuff.
well, I've just never been with a woman with a penis before. I've never been.
Also, she's pre-op.
Yeah.
Can you
yeah.
still say that?
I don't know.
Can you still say pre-op, Rose?
Because I think a lot of because I don't think people like the implication that everyone gets the operation.
I think you can still say pre-op, but
So
like
do you say like
the
penile enabled?
no,
But
well,
you can just say they have a dick. Like,
well, the implication
That's
is
crude.
the kind of
I'm a crude boy.
the kind of done thing is that like you just don't ask like what it is. Did you ask?
No, but I saw in photos.
So you don't ask, you just
What
do.
photos?
She sent.
Rose, think it through.
Oh right. No, I'm just thinking you're still on app.
No.
So you don't ask, you do the Crocodile Dundee thing, where you just grab down there and see.
I
it.
don't.
Yeah,
know,
that's
dude.
the thing. You
That's
just-
that's the most politically
yeah,
correct thing
it's
you
field
can do.
research. No, like there are people who would. There are definitely trans people who'd be pissed off at the fact that I explicitly talk about whether or not I have a dick or not on stage.
Man, whatever. It's your dick. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh no, I know that.
Your
But, like,
body,
there-
your rights, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know that.
I respect a woman's right to choose to talk about her Mondo Don.
To generate a career from talking about having a big penis.
I'm going for a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's cool, dude.
And you just wear something. Just have that hog
gonna-
Just be
out.
like, by the way, the rumors are true. I'm not just making that up to stay.
Unpack it.
No, Sam Menzies is coming over here and lend me some track pants to wear to the meeting.
Yeah, sick.
I'm gonna sit there like, hey,
Anyway, so I get a text message Tuesday night that's like,
hang
hey,
on, no, I want to get into this. Why are you nervous about the
Oh,
penis?
it's just new, man.
Do you think that you are gonna have to use it? Because a lot of trans women don't want to involve their dick at all.
I don't know. It's more like
Would you tuck the dick back
What,
in that
like-
case, or just ignore it?
You
I
just
don't
kind of
know.
ignore it.
Like it's a fear of like
The unknown.
that very much so, but also like, man, I don't know. What if I like get freaked out by it and I do the wrong thing, or what if what if I get there and like, and this feels horrible. Like, what if she's not like passing enough and I'm not attracted to her, and it's like
So basically, it just boils down to like, what if you're not actually into it?
yeah. And then how do I like navigate that situation? I know all the answers.
you
for
do
all
it how you would do it with
I
all
know,
the
I
ugly
know.
people you
I know
fuck
all-
now.
I know the answers to that are like I know what like the actual answer to it is, but it's still like scary in practice. You know,
Yeah.
new stuff's scary.
But
like,
is it a hate crime now to just be not into it? Do you
No,
have to
it's not
pretend
a hate
you are?
crime. No.
It's like,
No,
What about,
no,
like pheromone shit? I don't know, man. Like
no. But I think
some new
it's probably
frontier.
it's all learning.
the origin of it. Yes, it's probably New Frontier, but like you. Oh, I just got a Tinder match too. Everything that you're worried about is like that. What you'd be worried about anyone fucking like
For
you,
sure,
you
for
don't
sure.
want to show them that you're not keen and like fuck their confidence up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And this is just there's elements to it that like are very new to me. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm nervous about it. So I'm like, I'll see how I feel after this. And like to her, she's like acknowledged that, and she's been like, yeah, like we can do whatever. Like it's it's cool if you're new to this or whatever. And anyway, so I'm like, I'll let you know how I feel after the gig. I do the gig, and I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty
How'd
good.
you go at the gig?
Middled out.
Okay, it's good to be honest.
Didn't bomb. Middled out though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, I'm keen if the offer's still on the table. And she said, look, something's come up. My partner's actually hanging out. She's like polyamorous. She was like, my partner's actually hanging out. So here's the offer's changed. I can't just fuck you. But if you want to come over have a threesome, they're into that. And I was like, well, what's the
Partner,
partner's-
male,
That's why I was
female,
like, so I said,
non-binary.
so my words were, what's your partner's deal? And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, well, what's their like, what are they like? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, to start with, what's their gender? And they were like, they're a trans man. Right.
Woman, female to
male. So a man with a vagina. Right? And she actually specified pre-op in the message as well.
Right.
So she was like, it's a trans man. He's really cute. Come over and fuck us.
You see photos? Of,
No. And this, I feel shitty for doing this.
Imagine if
but
you turned up and it was bent.
Then he just had a hand puppet.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a deep cut. Yeah, I actually did have a quick Facebook scam, but I was like, that's shitty for me to even do. Like, what does it matter what they like? You know. Anyway, so I had to be like, no, I'm straight. I'm not doing it. And so I went home.
Huh.
Do you think that it'll never happen?
No, I
now?
still think no. They were hitting me up a couple of days later.
Right.
Yeah, we were at the
But
same
are they
wrestling show, but I was with a vet.
When
so
you
I didn't
say
do
hitting
anything.
you up a couple of days later, they still.
They were like, come over to the bar at this wrestling show and make out. with
Yeah,
me.
but they want.
Did you see them there at all?
I'm not sure. I think so. And if it's the person I thought I saw, then I'm kind of glad I didn't go over. I just like, well, it didn't.
But would you tee it?
It wasn't even a masculinity thing. I was like, their faces.
Would they tee up?
Not even bad. Just it wasn't like for me.
Would they tee up the threesome thing again, or is that like?
I'm not doing the threesome thing. I said no to the threesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So like a hard no though.
It's a hard no on the threesome.
Yeah, right.
I think.
And so,
But it was I had to like do the maths on it. It was very confusing.
It's a hard no when you're like
a lot of moving parts.
you're really erect, but you just no, I just can't.
I've done a lot of hard no's in my time.
No.
No, we shouldn't. No. It's a bad idea. We broke up 6 months ago.
Yeah.
What are those?
Should we talk about this fucking movie for a second?
Sure. Hi, welcome to We'll Just Fucking Tell Your Mother We've Got a Shit podcast.
Yeah.
We've been crushing this episode.
Yeah. This is a dong centric.
Hang on, no, I'll do it again. Welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Abandoned the Premise of this podcast. I haven't looked at the movie yet. There it goes. No.
It's a stoner comedy.
That wasn't.
Pineapple Express is a Judd Apatow produced.
Hang on, no, we got it here. Pineapple Express is a 2008 American stoner action comedy film
Sick.
directed by David Gordon Green, written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and starring Rogen and James Franco. The plot concerns a process server and his marijuana dealer as they are forced to flee from hitmen and a corrupt police officer after witnessing them commit a murder. Producer Judd Apatow, who previously worked with Rogen and Goldberg on Knocked Up and Superbad, assisted in developing the story. Oh, how nice of him. That'll do. Franco was nominated for a Golden Globe for his performance.
Yeah, I remember like when it came out, people loved it.
Weird.
Like him.
Was it just because it was like different for him at the time?
Yeah, this was before like James Franco was doing like real weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but like Freaks and Geeks, he wasn't playing that different a character.
Wasn't he just like a bully or something?
He was like
I've
cool.
only watched
he was
like one
he was like a
episode.
cool bad boy.
Yeah,
But he
I
was
think
still like a
it's-
stoner idiot.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty different. Like he was like a
He
stoner,
was like leather jacket
but like
wearing,
he had like
kinda-
rage issues and stuff, and like didn't know
Yeah.
his place. But like Saul's kind of like a simple, like a sweet simple.
Yeah, he's very kind.
I was kind of like watching the movie, trying to peg which one Andrew Hastings was. and
kind
it
of
kept-
both, right?
Yeah, it kept
So I
switching.
kept doing the same.
I was like, yep, he's an idiot, but like he's also fat, I guess. Like,
Well, in that scene where he had to like eat crow and be like, "Hey, I've realized like you're my best friend. Like I just saw you too." You're like, I really don't want this to be the case, but this fucking loser is my best friend.
Yes. Go off, Queen. Man, what do you guys think of the movie?
I still really like it.
This is actually the only time, the first time I've seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd never actually seen it before.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. It wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen, but I liked it. Like I like a lot of people in it. Like Danny McBride's always funny.
Danny McBride's great.
Craig Robinson's always funny.
Craig Robinson is always fun.
Where would you put it in like your Apatow
Man,
verse
pretty
kinda
low for me.
rankings?
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
fine, but I like other Apatow stuff a lot more.
What would be at your top?
Super bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, does that count? Or,
Yeah,
I
think.
suppose because he didn't.
Let's say
actually
the
write
like
this.
extended Apatow produced universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super bad. Maybe even
Superbad.
Anchorman. 40-Year-Old Virgin I really like.
I'd put Pineapple Express maybe above Anchorman.
Nah, Anchorman's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of these things that's been ruined by the fans, but
Yeah.
it is a
Yeah.
good movie.
Rich
Not
mahogany.
quite in the way of like Rick and Morty, though.
No, but I remember like one time I was at a party when I was like,
People love quoting that shit.
I think. It
Oh
was,
yeah,
I
that
think-
was like all we did in year 10.
I think it was the last party I ever went to with kids at it. like I would have been 19 or 20, and there was 17-year-olds at a party I was at once.
Yeah, cool.
And all the 17-year-old dudes were literally just standing in a circle, just shouting Anchorman quotes at each other. And I was like, man, to be 17.
But it's always starts with no, because
Yeah.
their one's better.
Yeah. No. I love Lamp.
What would be in your lowest tier of Apatow produced films? that you've seen?
Anchorman 2.
Yeah,
Anchorman 2
is
wasn't
bad.
great.
Fucking.
I haven't seen some of them. I've never seen This Is 40.
Did he do Talladega Nights?
Yes.
I didn't like that.
I like Talladega Nights. a lot.
I started watching that and I never finished it.
Where'd you put like something like Step Brothers?
Step Brothers is up there for me. I like
I
Step Brothers.
fucking love
I like
Step
Step. A lot of people don't. I quite like Step
Yeah.
Brothers.
That's another one I haven't seen all of.
I probably would put like I think Knocked Up would be lower on my list than most people's.
I agree. Actually, I think this Knocked Up is like as good as Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, what about like This Is the End?
I love
I
This Is
liked
the
it, but I
End.
didn't like.
I
love
love
it.
This Is the End. That is like very up there for me.
I liked all like the cameo shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Cera's really funny in that. Like Rihanna.
I just think it's such a funny premise.
Yeah.
man.
Like there's a lot of good in this movie. Like the fight between Danny McBride and them in his house is very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The foot through the windshield thing is very funny, where it just doesn't shatter. And
Yeah,
it's stuck.
and the braking of the car.
yeah, a lot of funny
Oh,
like
yeah,
little
yeah.
set pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the name
it's
of the-
really like action film.
What's the name of the actor who plays the girlfriend's dad?
Oh, that's oh god damn it. His name is on the tip of my tongue. Ed Begley Jr.
Yeah, he's sick.
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
so funny.
He's
in this,
very
I
funny.
He
reckon.
gets cast in that sort of role a lot.
Man, I love being stoned. That's like part of what the movie's about.
Yeah, well that's why I picked it because
It's
I
actually
thought-
not as big a part of it as I thought.
No, it's not like it's not a Cheech and Chong movie.
But I do like
It's not Harold and Kumar.
I do like some of the bits where like when they're freaking
It's not
out.
half baked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I like when they're
It's not how high.
It's not how high. It's not Soul Plane.
Are you just assuming they smoke a lot of weed
I've
on that? Have
seen
you
Soul
it?
Plane, my dude.
There you go.
We should watch
They
Soul
smoke a
Plane
lot
for
of
the
weed
pod.
on Soul Plane.
Yeah, I think a few people have told us that we should watch Half Baked. Anyway, what were
Yeah,
you saying?
Half Baked.
Oh,
fucking-
Yvette loves Half Baked.
I
It's one
used-
of my favorite movies.
never seen
I
it.
used to love Half Baked.
Yvette's taste in movies is so weird. Her favorite movies are The Usual Suspects, Half Baked, and But I'm a Cheerleader. Like it's the weirdest. Like they're like she just
The
loves
Usual
those.
Suspects does slap.
It's
though.
also
All three of those movies are great. I think.
but also knowing Yvette a bit, that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, she doesn't like a lot of action movies and stuff, but for some reason she loves The Usual Suspects.
Do you know anyone who's got like a really weird favorite movie?
A few people have said mine's weird.
What's
What's
yours?
yours?
Rocky Horror.
No, that makes sense for your character as well. Like you're probably
Yeah.
lying about it, and it's not
Yeah.
actually your favorite. You just use it to have sex with people.
What do you think my
Well-
actual favorite is?
It's probably like something similar. Like you put, like I put The Nightmare Before Christmas up there for you.
I do. That's in my top 5.
Probably like another Tim Burton movie too.
Yeah, or like
No, that'd be the.
yeah. You know what the actual answer is? It's Fight Club.
Yeah,
Dude,
oh, God.
honestly, like it fucking might be.
Fight Club fucking.
Fight
rules.
Club fucking rule. I don't even give a fuck.
Do you like?
It rules so hard.
Do you like Seven as well?
I like it, but not as much.
I really like Seven.
What would you say your favorite movie of all time is?
It's hard to differentiate between comedy and non-comedy. Comedy is Airplane / Flying High.
Airplane rules.
Comedy's
that-
mine probably Rushmore.
I think that is just.
I thought you were going to say
I think
Rush
it's the funniest
Hour,
thing ever.
which is funnier than Rushmore.
Non-comedy,
great.
maybe Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket is great.
Yeah. No, Fight Club is probably my favorite movie.
What about The Matrix? Would that be up
That's
there for you?
I'd be like top 20.
Yeah.
If we're talking edgy,
it's you just look at him and you guess things.
Oh
like
yeah, like that's what I'm
stereotype
guessing.
it.
Like,
yeah, Pulp
Pulp
Fiction.
Fiction's
I
up
was
there,
gonna, I was
yeah.
gonna guess. I was
I
gonna
love
guess.
dude movies.
I was gonna guess a Tarantino movie. But
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
I thought maybe you'd be.
I'm just reading out the movies they've done on Dude Cinema.
Yeah,
yeah, a lot
Ladies
of them
Guide
are
to
up there
Dude
for me.
Cinema,
Empire
probably.
Strikes Back.
Yeah, Empire. Empire would be probably my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
My favorite is the reimagining The Empire Strikes Kebab. That's for any
See, I was
Sydney
gonna.
comedy fans.
Looking at you,
Yeah.
knowing that there would be a Tarantino, I honestly thought that you'd maybe be one of the people who's like, actually, Jackie Brown's
No,
got
fuck that.
Tarantino's best.
For me, it goes Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Reservoir
I feel
Dogs.
like it would be harder to get as much out of Jackie Brown being a white Australian.
I'll
Yeah.
get it out of it.
Well, because you don't, because we're so unfamiliar with blaxploitation.
Yeah,
Like,
we had like
I saw Undercover
Ozploitation,
Brother.
which was like
I
fucking
loved
Alvin
Undercover
Brother
Brother.
stuff.
Undercover
that
Brother.
scene where he eats the mayonnaise
Dude, I
sandwich.
was just thinking about that.
It grosses me out so bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
mayonnaise is dripping down and shit. That's so good. Let's get stoned and watch Undercover Brother.
But Inglourious Basterds, you wouldn't rank in your top 5 of Tarantino's?
No, maybe top 5 Tarantino, but not top 5 ever. Like I like Django better than Inglourious.
Oh, I am so totally the opposite.
I quite like Django.
I quite dislike Django.
Man, we really are a couple of white people doing a podcast.
Yeah. Now let's talk about penis lengthening again.
But yeah, no, I'm an Apatow fan. I did like this movie. It just didn't really crack it for me the way other films of his have.
It's
Sure.
just not that funny. There were funny bits in it, but it just wasn't like.
You've only seen it once, correct?
Yes.
I think it's definitely one of those movies that is funnier once you've watched it like once or twice.
I agree with that.
To get
Right.
like
I
a lot
enjoyed
of-
it more this time than last
to get
time.
like a lot of the harried like improv stuff like
Yeah.
that
Right.
because like I would say like the first like I love when they're first freaking out about and they're in his house. He's like they're leaving. He's like get snacks, get snacks. Like I didn't really remember that from the
Yeah,
first
it's
time I
pretty
watched
funny.
it. Like little details in the house fight with Danny McBride. Like the way Danny McBride speaks in most of the movie cracks me up generally.
I reckon Seth Rogen, and this is a pretty cold take, but I reckon Seth Rogen's a fucking star. He's such. I reckon I really love him in movies. I
Yeah,
think.
he's fantastic.
He's great in this. I was
dude.
thinking about have you seen like Donnie? You would have seen Donnie Darko.
Of course I've
right?
seen
You're a
Donnie
Buffy fan.
Darko.
You would have seen Donnie. I'm getting more into Buffy, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Why do you have to
pretty
be a
sick.
Buffy fan?
Angel
too?
and Buffy fucked.
yeah, I know.
I think Buffy and I would think there'd be a fair fan base crossover between Buffy and Donnie Darko.
Yeah. Oh, I also would have put Donnie Darko in your top 5 movies.
No, I don't really like Donnie Darko except this one scene with Seth Rogen where he says, "Didn't your dad like stab your mum?" And it's like the funniest shit I've ever fucking seen. That's like I think the funniest scene in any movie is him just going. He goes, "I think parents would think better than that." Didn't your dad like stab your mom? So good. Anyway, Seth Rogen, he's great in like Freaks and Geeks as well.
There's a
fucking
very
Superbad.
sweet. I
It's great.
haven't seen that episode, but that scene that he's in Freaks and Geeks is really sweet, where he finds out that like the girl he was dating was
Oh,
like
the trans one.
hermaphroditic. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the hermaphrodite one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
Intersex?
But that's what they. I guess it would have been intersex or something then. I don't know.
Now you'd say intersex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but-
Then you would have said hermaphrodite for sure.
Yeah.
But it was literally as like they were born with both genitals.
sets of
Yeah, yeah.
and
No, I
then
know what it means.
They
yeah.
picked.
Yeah. That's his character's really great in that. That whole Freaks and Geeks is so. We should just do fucking Freaks and Geeks on this.
It'd
pod.
be pretty easy to do.
We just did it like we just watch the whole. Let's all just watch this.
I think if
show
you
over the
took, I
course
think
of a
if you
couple
took
months.
it down over like 3 or 4 episodes, you wouldn't have to do an episode by episode. Because,
No, God,
like
no.
that's probably been done. But like,
Yeah, maybe even it's only 2 seasons, right?
no, it's one. Like one of 20 episodes.
Yeah, if you could break it down to 3 episodes, something that'd be pretty good. It's
Like,
a great show. I've
it's
seen it a
so
few
good.
times through. The finale is really sweet. I really
Yeah.
like the finale.
Speaking of stars from that show, Linda Cardellini. Have you
Oh,
watched
yeah.
Dead to Me?
No.
It's great. She's
Oh,
so
that's
good.
the one with Christina Applegate.
Yeah, and it's real good.
She was in something I was
A lot of
watching the other
twists and
day.
turns.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched that movie A Simple Favor with Anna Kendrick and what's her fucking name from Gossip Girl that's married to Ryan Reynolds? Blake Lively.
Right.
It slaps. They're both like moms and one of them's like a hot mess alcoholic chick that like fakes her death. Sick.
I think I've lost my sex drive.
Really? Why?
I just
Well, it's always in the last place you look.
I
It's
realized
in your pocket.
I
Like
re-
I can say. Wrapped in tissue.
I realized this morning I haven't beaten off in like 5 days.
Have you had sex though?
No, I haven't had sex in like over a week.
Have you been thinking about sex?
Like occasionally, but I get distracted. I've got new weed and it's really strong, and I think
I
it's
was
like-
about to say,
I think the weed.
how much weed have you fucking
I've been
smoked?
hitting it pretty hard lately.
Because I thought this
You're
was...
a drug addict.
All right.
Yeah. This is why we chose to do Pineapple Express.
come on,
We wanted
dog.
to- we
I
wanted to bring
basically
this up.
I did choose Pineapple Express because like Andy likes weed.
yeah, that'll do.
I never thought I'd become a weed guy. I never saw that for myself.
Really?
Like when I was a kid, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think when you're 7 you think I'm gonna become a
No, but like when
weed
I was
guy.
20, I didn't think I'd be a weed guy.
Really?
I was a little bit of a weed guy when I was like 19. And I like stopped for a while.
You weren't a weed guy when
No.
we first
I
started hanging
absolutely
out.
was not a weed guy when we
You were
first.
like
What
a
changed?
drink and do pills.
I would drink and do pills a lot, and now I don't drink as much, and I smoke a lot of weed. I drink way less when I'm smoking.
Yeah, you have become a pussy with drinking.
All right, Let's get real fucked up soon.
Now.
Oh man, I could.
I've been
I
putting vodka in your water.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you
Let's
can-
do it.
I still drink. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, sure, you do.
Well,
I haven't seen
have
you drink a beer in ages.
Were you still there? You probably wouldn't have still been there last night, but they called it like the Newcastle cutoff or something like that, where like former guest Alex White was saying, because we were at
I remember this.
we were at his girlfriend and it was the sister of another previous guest, Biba Boscola.
Need to be giving people so we can hack everyone's internet
Yeah.
passwords here. They need the
I'm just-
web of our social circle.
Yeah, but I just like, we're in our little bubble.
Yeah.
It's fun to create a universe for everyone, but she kept thinking that there was no gin in her drink
Yeah, sick.
that she was buying, and he said one time they would do that like in a bar in Newcastle where like he was pissed and he ordered a bourbon and Coke and they gave him something. He was like, this is just Coke. And like got a friend try it and they're like, yeah, it's just Coke. And he took it back and was like, this is just Coke. And like she just immediately like made one with bourbon because she's like, he called me on it. But apparently he was super pissed. And she was
Newcastle
like,
cutoff. That's dope.
Mm.
Man, I love that. I don't know.
That's why you just got to order beer because there's beer in it.
Yeah. Also, you can kind of drink beer indefinitely without getting too fucked up, I reckon.
That's how I try to do it.
Yeah. But I get sick of beer. After like 5 beers, I'm like, I could probably drink a bourbon. Like,
I think my
alright.
diet means that like I'm very used to the bloating.
Yeah.
So beer is
Yeah.
fine for me.
I drank Brace from. I've been watching the show Gigolos a lot lately. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
my new thing that I'm real into. Because I'm a caricature built on affectations.
You're also into
Um,
getting gigolos.
Yeah, dude, maybe.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that in the next episode.
All right.
Oh, is it? Should we? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care. We can talk about it. Yeah, no. And one of my favorite character on it, Brace, has a signature drink called the Braceland, where it's
I'm going
Patron and
Braceland.
pineapple. So last night I like quietly ordered one and didn't tell anyone I was ordering the drink from Gigolos to myself.
That's so good.
I was just like, I kind of want to try this drink he keeps talking about in the show, so I got it done. It was good. Good shit. You can't drink too much pineapple juice because you don't want your cum tasting too good.
Yeah, you've got to.
All right. I think maybe at least only one person on their phone at a time.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just responding to it.
I'm carrying the riff load here a bit.
Well, we were running out of things to talk about, so I was
I
looking at the
wasn't. I got heaps to
Wikipedia
talk
article
about.
to see if there was
well,
a
we should
trivia or
finish
something like
because
that.
I've got to leave soon.
All right.
That's true.
All right. So to finish off, all right, you play with your tits. I'll jerk off.
Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant
Oh,
rules.
slaps.
It
Great
rules.
song.
It's so
and
good.
it's like such a great song to get the movie going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it really
friend-
makes you feel like this is a caper.
Yeah. My
yeah.
friend Michael and I will almost always put that on in the car when we're driving somewhere. It's so much fun.
Where is Electric Avenue, and why are we rocking down to it?
I don't know.
I reckon.
Maybe we
it's
should
But then
look
we'll
that
take
up.
you higher.
I reckon it's the pussy.
I thought it was I thought it was maybe a gay thing.
Could be. Maybe it's the butt.
No, it's probably like where you go to like buy weed.
Oh, really? I thought
Because
it was
isn't
like,
the dude like
yeah.
isn't the dude Caribbean? Who
Yeah.
sings it?
No, you're probably right.
oh, maybe.
Because
Or-
he says, and then we'll take you higher.
Or maybe it's the butthole when you're smuggling weed.
Well, I didn't think it was like a having.
I think it's a body hole.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I think the simplest one that I said is probably the right one.
Occam's razor. Occam's razor. It's about a butthole.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how the
yeah.
saying goes.
I think
Yeah.
name a song, and I reckon I can tell you that it's about a butthole.
Okay.
Break stuff. It's about
Wow. Nookie would be
Nookie.
closer.
It's about Nookie is because it's
What about like?
Layla by Eric Clapton.
it's about so she's on he's on his knees to get pegged.
Tears in Heaven by Eric
All right, so
Clapton.
it's about how
That's
his-
what I was trying to get to.
It's about how his son jumped out of his arsehole.
Damn. All right, come to Powerbomb Comedy every Friday to see more of that kind of stuff.
Do we have more of that kind of
No,
stuff?
absolutely not.
Come to comedy at Papa Getty's on the third Tuesday of every month.
UTS is on break. You don't need to come to that. We ate it all 69. If you have any movie suggestions, even though we tend to make really poor choices with that.
At gmail.com.
Yeah, and that's great. To the next step.
To the next step.
Black Hole Sun. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, Black hole, son.